Hey, this is a thing we call Comedians at Home Talking Sports. Our special guest today is Michael Larimer. Michael's originally from Iowa, studied theater at Santa Monica College in California, moved to Chicago in 2004, and now we converted him living in Toronto. So you came to Canada because of your passion for hockey and the Maple Leaf, right?
Yeah, all those things. There was also a little side thing where my girlfriend got deported from the U.S. So she's from Ireland, and we didn't have to go back to Ireland, but we basically had to leave the U.S. So figured, why not Toronto?
Hey, heck of a choice you made, my friend.
Oh,
Now you have I don't want to start this on a tragic note, but you actually got into stand-up because of some horrific accident playing sports?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it, well, you can call it whatever you want it, but I got into stand-up basically because of a round of golf. I was playing, this was about 10 years ago now, I was playing with my dad and brother back in Iowa. It was late morning, so we had gotten some Budweisers, to start the round with. And you know that feeling when you have that first Budweiser on an empty stomach, at late morning on a summer day?
Yes.
It just kind of fills your stomach with just hope and ambition inside of you. Like, today's going to be the greatest day of my life. We teed off, and they went in the fairway, and my ball went into the rough around some small trees. So for my second shot, the plan was just to take the 4-iron and just kind of, hockey shot, slap it back out into the fairway.
Right.
But somewhere in my backswing and somewhere in that Budweiser feeling, I went from tap shot to, you know what, I'm just going to swing as hard as I possibly can, and I'm going to get it through these trees onto the green, prove to my dad I'm the better son, all those things. So I did that, and I swung, and I made sweet contact with it. But then about 0.4 seconds later, I heard another loud cracking sound, and the ball had hit off a tree about the size of like a baseball bat, about 8 feet in front of me. It hit the tree and then just came directly back into my left eyeball. And like, I went down hard. And I thought in my brain at that point, I'm like, I should be passed out right now. I had to wear an eye patch for about a year after that. Now, leading up to this point, I was just trying to be a serious actor. And I was terrible at it, by the way. But when I was forced to wear the eye patch for almost a year, and, they've already cast all the James Bond villains.
Pirate? Did you audition for some pirate roles?
No, they'd already made all the Pirates of the Caribbean at this point. It was just, I'm just like, I need to rethink this. And then I'm like, well, I guess, it's funny. People laugh at me when they see me wearing this. So I'll try stand-up comedy. But
obviously, that's a bit of a tragic story with sports. And did you play anything else though? Before golf in high school, did you play anything? Were you on any teams?
And I never made varsity team. I was always on the junior varsity team. And I remember in 10th grade, our junior varsity uniforms had never been updated.
The short shorts?
Oh, so that was the thing. So I had the shortest shorts. I was the tallest guy on the team, which meant I got the shortest shorts on the team. Yeah, coach would always put us in the game, he would put me in the game specifically. When we're down by 37 points, 30 seconds to go, he'd be like, all right, Larimer, get in there. I'm like, all right. So he put me in this one game, and I tried really hard when I was in there. So, I remember I was better at defense than offense. So I was guarding my guy at the top of the key, moving my feet, watching his belly button like you're supposed to. And he made this move to go down and around me, and I went down to play tighter defense. So I really spread out, on the top and the bottom. And I had a weird sensation at that moment that my balls had fallen out of my uniform.
So I guess you were better suited off to be a fan. Who are your teams?
Number one for sure is the Green Bay Packers.
When you lived in Chicago, was that tough being a Packers fan in Chicago?
The hard part was definitely one year for Christmas, my parents got me a Packers suitcase, like one of those rolly suitcases that just fits in the plane. So I'd have to roll that thing through the airports in Chicago, a few times a month. And it wasn't so much the people in the airport that gave me crap. It was like the TSA and security people. So I'd be going through like security, you know, and putting it through the thing and all that. And I had one guy once yell out, he's like, "We got a security alert over here." And, you know, people are a little on edge in an airport. So like 9, 10 people turn around, they're all nervous. I'm nervous. And then he calls me over. He's like, "Is this your bag?" I'm like, "Yeah." I remember the best though was one time I took it on a plane and I was one of the last ones getting on the plane. And I go all the way to the back where my seat is, and they'd already shut the door. They're getting ready to take off. They just need me to find a spot for my bag in the overhead compartment. So flight attendant starts to help me out. You know, she's going up the aisle with me, looking at everyone, nothing. Finally find one. She opens it up. I start stuffing the bag in there, and then I just see her hand just grab my wrist. And very deadpan, she just goes, "How did you get this bag on this plane?" And then she said it again. She's like, "How'd you get this bag on this plane?" I'm like, and then she just leans in. She's like, "We don't allow Packers bags on this plane."
Everybody's talking about the Bulls these days because of the Last Dance documentary that everybody's watching. But you were in Chicago kind of at a bad time. You missed the great years of Michael. So did you just like the Bulls because of Chicago, or was it just, you know, the cool logo or the name or what?
Yeah, I mean, the name. I feel like, you know, the Bulls, I feel like they're one of the very few teams in the NBA that actually have a name that a coach, like, I don't know, me being the sports fan I am and not very good at, I always picture coaches using the name as motivation, you know, their nicknames. So like I always picture the Bulls coaches, you know, coming in the locker room, like maybe they got like the rolled up paper and their mustache, and they come in and they're like, "All right, guys, just remember, before we go out there tonight, that we're the Chicago Bulls. You know, we're Bulls. We got horns on our head, and run out there and charge the enemy and go stare them through the chest and go win this game for the city of Chicago." You know, and if I heard that speech in the locker room, I'd be like, "Whew, okay, here we go, coach." You know, I'd pull down my shorts a little bit and go run out there and try and win. But the other teams in the NBA, you know, like I always picture them getting pumped up for a big game, like the Pacers, for instance. Like, what does their coach do for a big game? He comes in, he's like, "All right, guys, just remember we're the Pacers. Now you guys get out there and set the pace. All right? Not too fast, not too slow, just a nice, easy pace. That's how we're going to win the title this year. Just remember this year, guys, we're not Hornets anymore. We're the Pelicans. No, we're large seafaring birds, all right? We feed predominantly on fish at or near the water's surface, mainly between the months of September to July during a migration period to the Gulf of Mexico. To be honest, you guys, we're not a very smart species, so just get out there and take a crap on somebody."
And well, that's what Zion does most nights when he's playing anyway.
Ah, yes.
Hey, listen, man, we really appreciate you joining us. I'm glad you're up here and an honorary Canadian now, and keep making people laugh.
I think this officially put me in Canada. This now it's official. So I appreciate it, James.
That's right. Getting on TSN is part of the citizenship requirements now. So you're in.
Hey, man, it's always been a dream of mine. So seriously, I appreciate it.
My pleasure, man. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you too.